All right, guys, Josh here at Mark Martin Motors. Today I have two trucks. Really was looking today and I'm like, I've never done these two trucks. I gotta do these. So 2024 F-150 Lariat Sport package, black appearance package with the 3.5 EcoBoost, okay? And a 2024 GMC Sierra 1500 AT4 with the 3.0 diesel. So let's start with this F-150 Lariat. 2024 F-150 Lariat Sport with the black appearance package and the 3.5 EcoBoost, guys. This truck, that 3.5 Eco, a 400 horsepower engine, puts out 500 pound-foot of torque, mile per gallon. Your fuel mileage is gonna be, I think it's 18 to 22, something like that, right? 18 to 22 mile to the gallon. Realistic, you're probably getting 18 to 20. So that's what you got under the hood of this beast, right? You got LED headlights. Black appearance package, guys. Everything is blacked out in the truck, okay? Ford emblem here, it's black with a white outline, right? Bumper's black, grille is all black. Sensors in the front, you got your cameras, right? This has the 360 camera. So this guy is a loaded up F-150 Lariat. And honestly, yeah, we'll get to the inside, I'll show you some of that stuff too, but black 20-inch wheel, that's part of the black appearance package. Guys, we did a 2.5-inch leveling kit on this truck and a slightly bigger tire. I think factory tire size is probably a 265. We put a 275 60/20 on this truck. That's the Falcon Rubitrack, right? Just sets it off, and it is an all-terrain tire too. I don't like the mud terrains. We don't do mud terrains, but the all-terrains, you know, always a fan of those on these trucks. So again, guys, black appearance, this F-150 and Lariat, the logo, the emblem here is all black. Black painted to match mirror covers. You can see your 360 camera comes out there underneath. Passive lock and unlock, okay? You got your Ford keyless entry code there. You got black platform running boards. All this is blacked out. It does take normal fuel, guys. This is not something you have to put premium in, okay? Just normal gasoline in this truck. And as far as suspension goes, guys, we did a leveling kit on it, but other than that, it is just a stock F-150 suspension. Does not have the FX4 package. It does not have, you know, there's nothing different done to the shocks here, right? So standard suspension, okay? You also have, but guys, black appearance package gives you the exhaust built into the bumpers here. Okay, the dual exhaust, I love that look, really good look. And honestly, the black appearance, guys, it gives you, there's nothing, you're not getting like a red tow hook. You're not getting anything, there's nothing funky about it. It's just black. And then the only thing that's different, they just give you the white, like Ford and outline here on the logo, which I think is just, it's a very clean look. And personally, I don't like the reds, the yellows, the oranges, like the Tremor F-150. You have like an orange and yellow scheme, right? I'm not a huge fan of that. I like the all black or all white, whatever it may be, right? I like that look. So, and of course, normal trailering stuff, guys, all that standard on the truck. Okay, we have our, wants to do it? We have our slow lower tailgate, right? And then factory Ford plastic liner with a little flaps here to lift up. And you do have it's just what is it? Yeah, 120 plug in the back, right? If you guys want to run something out of the back there. So yeah, guys, basically that is black appearance package, black wheels, black front and back bumpers, black grille, the dual exhaust in the bumper. A super clean package, guys. Let's look at the inside of this truck. All right, so inside of this 2024 F-150 Lariat, okay? And the black appearance package on this is, the theme continues on the inside, right? Everything is blacked out, right? Ford emblems are blacked out. You have a gray, it's like a gray plastic here, right? So there's no chrome, there's no shiny, it's just black. Seriously, if you want an all black truck, if you want it all blacked out, it's done. You don't have to do anything to it, right? So you do have the B&O sound, the Bang & Olufsen sound. You do have adaptive cruise control. You have lane departure. You have four-wheel drive, 4 auto, 4 high, 4 low. You have your Pro Trailer backup assist. This is Blue Cruise equipped, right? Basically, if that original customer that bought this truck brand new paid for a 2 or 3 year subscription, that's how you have to be able to use it. So if it doesn't have that, you'd have to go pay for that subscription, guys. But you do have that option on the truck. Let's start this thing up. You do have power adjustable gas and brake pedals. You have a power adjustable steering wheel, up, down, all around. You have heated and cooled leather seats. You have a heated steering wheel. Auto dual zone auto climate control. You also have your navigation, okay? The navigation's ready to roll. You don't have to pay for anything to get that. Nice feature. Big center console. This is kind of nifty. That folds down into the center console, so you do get a flat surface. And then this has the work surface option, where this, honestly, guys, this comes in handy more than you would think. Like driving down the highway, you're doing something. I mean, you know, if you want to pull out your maps, sure. But let's say you grab some food, right? You're trying to eat while you're driving, right? I'm not condoning any of this, but I will say I have had it where I got my kids and my wife, and we're driving down the road, and I'm driving because I don't want to stop, and she's trying to feed the kids, and to lay it all out in something like this is super nice. Like, super smart invention here. Very, very well thought of. Or your co-pilot's trying to do stuff while you're driving, it is super nice to have that, right? So nice option there. What else I want to show you? Oh, on this truck you had the Ford signature full panel sunroof, right? So all that, you do have a shade that comes over this here. These are awesome, guys. Like these sunroofs that Ford does, it's, you know, granted, yes, it's something else to break, but I know, like, my wife loves a sunroof. I rarely use a sunroof, but for her, she's all about it. It's probably a pretty typical thing. The wives usually love these. And then, of course, when you go to open your sunroof, guys, this will open up, so it'll stop, not quite the whole way. You tap it again, it opens up the whole way. But that is a massive space there, right? Massive sunroof, right? It's a very cool option there. And then paired with it, the really nice thing is you do have your power sliding rear window. So if you have your sunroof open and that's power sliding rear window, you get a nice vent through the cab, right? Super nice feature there. So anyhow, guys, I'll leave that half open. Let's go around to the back of the truck. I'll show you that. Guys, the other big thing with a Ford is you have a ton of room, right? I'm just gonna jump in the back so you can see it. This is always what I like to do, but I am 6 foot tall, and you can see I have a ton of room in this truck, right? Rear air vents, rear heated seats, more plug-ins back here, right? Another 120. Cup holders there. You also, like, little things, right? Like, you have a little holder. It's not quite big enough for a cup, but probably a can of soda or something. Holder in the door, right? Lots of compartments in the door, right? Lots of storage compartments, which is awesome. If you guys have kids, it is, they put their books, their toys, whatever. Lots of stuff there. And then the other thing, guys, I mean, storage back here as well, but then all that does pop up. You can put your seat down for storage, and you get this little guy here. Wants to do it for me, just to kind of separate that off, right? So again, all little things that they really do add up. If you use your truck, you live out of your truck, you're traveling with your truck, that stuff makes a huge difference, right? So very nice features there. But anyhow, guys, that's the interior of this F-150 Lariat. All right, so I just showed you this 2024 F-150 Lariat Sport black appearance package with the 3.5 EcoBoost, guys. This truck on my lot for sale right now, because it is online for sale, is low 60s. But a 2024 with like 10,000 miles on it, okay, 62.5 truck. All right, guys, we just launched a brand new parts website, okay? It is full of truck accessories. I'm talking 10,000 plus different parts and accessories for your truck. You guys gotta check it out. And I'm talking big name brands, WeatherTech, B&W hitches, deck system, the bed systems. You know, we got stuff from Kurt, Lippert. We got all your, I mean, I'm talking, guys, from lights to hitches to tonneau covers, running boards. We got it all. And the biggest difference between us and some of these other online parts for sale companies is that you can go on there, you can buy a product off of our website, get it shipped to us for free. Okay, so free shipping if you get it sent to our location. You come in and pick it up here. If you want us to install something on your truck, you want us to install that part on the truck, we can do it. You just drop your vehicle off, we can get it all done. If you guys want it shipped directly to your house, we can do that as well. Shipping's a little bit extra charge on that. So guys, again, markmartinmotors.com, shop truck accessories. It's there now, go check it out. This GMC Sierra 1500 AT4, same price point. It is a 62.5 truck as well. So both trucks exact same. Mileage is very similar, probably 10, 12,000 miles on it, all right? But this truck is the 3.0 diesel, okay? This is, again, all factory, a little bit different look here, but it does have the factory 2-inch lift, Okay, that is standard on the AT4. So you're gonna get your Rancho shocks, a little bit upgraded suspension, and the big, so guys, the 3.0 diesel, right? Let's talk about that. That is a, it's 305 horsepower, 495 pound-foot of torque, okay? So five basically pound-foot of torque less than the F-150 with the 3.5 EcoBoost, okay? But it's about 95 horsepower less than the 3.5 Eco, okay? The biggest thing with this 3.0 diesel, guys, is your fuel mileage. They rate these for, I guess they say 22 to 28 mile to the gallon, okay? And I can tell you, I have sold these trucks to guys that get upper 20s to 30 mile to the gallon, running them at the right speed. Super impressive engine in that regard, okay? Very, like, fuel mileage is awesome, and they are fun to drive. That little diesel engine is a lot of fun. I think, like, having driven the trucks, they're a little bit heavier. At least that's the feeling. That would be my assumption, because I have not actually weighed them out, right? But that, just in general, makes it a very solid driving truck. And I would say that in general, for the GM trucks, they're a very solid driving truck. They drive more like a car, where that Ford drives a little bit looser, right? That's the best dumbed down, way for me to say it. But anyhow, guys, let's get into this. So the first thing with the GM is, I would say overall, it's a little bit more squared off. The Ford has a little bit rounder, right? The GM is a little bit more squared off, and you can see it like front end here, right? In the grill, in the bumpers, a little bit more square, where the Ford rounds the stuff off a little bit quicker, right? The grill on this AT4, that is your standard AT4 grill. It's like a gray chrome. It's not super bright chrome, but like a grayed chrome with the black inserts, and then the red GMC emblems, which you can get those blacked out, right? That is an option to get the black emblems, right? And then your red tow hooks here. You got your engine block heater there. You got sensors, you got the cameras, right? LED headlights, and you do get LED fog lights in the GMC, okay? So, other thing is too, because this is the AT4, you get this plastic wheel well line, or I don't know, what the heck do they call them? Wheel arch molding, I think is their technical term on them. But it is a plastic, right? Which is gonna help protect your paint from rock chips, stones flying up if you're actually taking the truck off road, right? Or driving it in the snow, whatever it may be. But that is your standard 20-inch wheel on the AT4. And they put so it's a 265/60/20 on that truck is your factory tire, right? You get your, like, a carpeted wheel well liner, right? Which is a premium wheel well liner they do on these to basically deaden some of that road noise, right? When you're driving down the road. It is the Duramax 3.0 turbo diesel. You do have your camera built in here, your 360 camera. You got blind spot alert, right? Passive lock, unlock, and yeah, guys, I mean, you can see somebody added these little shades here. Other than that, this truck is stock. That is a GM platform running board, right? It's like a metal, man, it's like a freaking metal platform running board, right? Does take diesel fuel, right? So you can see here, diesel, and then you do have to put diesel exhaust fluid in that, the DEF fluid, right? And guys, that's another question I get asked a lot. That DEF fluid, you're basically, it's probably every 3,000 miles you're filling up with DEF, unless you're towing, then it goes through it a lot quicker, right? And the reason that is because your fuel mileage is a lot less when you're towing, right? So you start towing something, really anything behind these trucks, fuel mileage dips down, and you're gonna be putting more DEF in. Same thing on a 2500 diesel, but just something to keep in mind. You can see in there the red, that is your Rancho shock, right? So you do get that with the AT4. You got GM's little nifty step on the bumper, right? Nice little option. Honestly, I use this a ton when I'm driving these trucks, because if I'm not putting the tailgate down, I just want to jump in the truck, in the bed. Very nice option. Sensors in the rear, you do get your dual exhaust built into the bumper. That's going to be the case on any AT4. That's standard, right? You get your standard, all your normal trailering hookups here, right? Guys, this does have the multi-pro tailgate, okay, which is an option on these trucks. Actually, on the AT4s, it is pretty much standard. I don't think you can get an AT4 without the multi-pro, right? But this is nice, right? So this is kind of a way you can lay it out, right? If you're hauling something longer than the bed and you don't want it flying out the back, nice little option here. You have little pads, so it's not gonna scratch your paint up too bad, right? So you do have that with the multi-pro. Let's put this down the whole way. It does have the slow lower, so it's not gonna slam down. And then if we hit this bad boy, right? That does make it nice. And then you do have this little thing to get up in it, right? He's gonna grab a hold of that. I don't know what the weight rating is on that, but it's definitely a lot. It's probably 300, 400 pounds, something like that, right? But this does have the spray and bed liner. You can see the AT4 in the back that's done from factory. You have another 120 plug here in the back of this, okay? Yeah, guys, so again, I didn't go into this. This is the 5.5 foot bed, okay, on the GMC. And the F-150 we just looked at also has the 5.5 foot bed, right? So same bed length on these trucks. Let's go around here. Yeah, guys, so all in all, that is, you can see here, 2-inch lift from factory on this truck. It is a 3.0 diesel. Let's go to the inside of this. All right, so inside of the AT4. And guys, the first thing that I will say, getting into a GM 1500 with like a luxury one like this, an AT4, it feels more solid. It just, all in all, I will say the Ford in this comparison, there are things I really love about the Fords, right? Space is one of them. The GM trucks, not quite as big inside, but all of this just feels like it is definitely, it feels like it's put together a little bit better, right? So you can see AT4 two-tone. You get like a orange brown with the black leather. You have your leather wrap steering wheel. You have adaptive cruise control. You have lane departure, right? Lane assist. You have your heated and cooled leather seats. Let's start this thing up, right? I'm sitting way back in this thing. There it comes up. So, heated cool leather seats, heated steering wheel. You do have the big touch screen. Now GM is going to make you pay for your OnStar subscription if you want to use their navigation, right? Otherwise, you're going to be pairing up your phone, doing your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. But GM's navigation, you do have to have an active OnStar subscription to use it on these trucks, right? You do have the technology package in this truck, which gives you the rear view mirror camera, gives you heads-up display. It does have all of that, okay? And like your diesel exhaust fluid, DEF fluid, you do have a gauge on here that will alert you if you're getting low on that, right? Just an FYI. You have the Bose premium sound. This truck, guys, is loaded. Like there's nothing else you could get on this truck that it doesn't have, short of different wheels, tires, running boards, that type of thing, right? Sunroof and full sunroof here and the power sliding rear window. You do have all that on the truck. You know, GM, and this is kind of, I would say, all like, you know, the GM truck, smaller sunroof, the Ford truck has the bigger sunroof. You know, which one do you think you have more issues with? Definitely the Ford sunroof because it's bigger, right? More to brake. But that is a nice feature. This is small if you're comparing this to that Ford, right? Let's look at the back of this thing. So back of the AT4, guys, you can see a little flip down here, right? Still, I mean, honestly, still a ton of space in the back of this. You're not going to be upset with the amount of space. You got your rear air vents, rear heated seats. Like really, still a ton of space. And if you're comparing this to any of the older model trucks, like lots, this is nifty, little storage compartment here. All these seats do fold up like this, guys, so you do have plenty of room, plenty of storage. All right, guys, so I just showed you the GMC Sierra 1500 AT4 in a 2024 model. That truck's on my site right now. Both 2024s, both have 10 to 12,000 miles on them. Guys, I get a ton of these types of trucks in, okay? But you tell me, what would you rather own? The F-150 Lariat, right? Black appearance, sport package with the 3.5 EcoBoost, or the 2024 Sierra 1500 AT4 with the 3.0 diesel, okay? I gave you the specs, but to recap that, you got in that EcoBoost, the standard EcoBoost, you got 400 horsepower, 500 pound-foot of torque, and you're getting 18 to 22 miles to the gallon. 3.0 diesel, you have 305 horsepower and 495 pound-foot of torque, and you're gonna get, these they say 22 to 28 miles to the gallon, okay? And that is the diesel. So again, guys, you tell me. They're both sweet freaking trucks. They both look awesome. But two different trucks, right? And two trucks that I have guys all the time that come in. They're like, well, which one do I buy? Which one do I want? And I tell them, just like I tell you, get in them, drive them, see what you think, because that's ultimately how you're gonna know. You know, hopefully watching this video, you kind of get an idea more of what you're getting into without coming here and driving them, right? But guys, thanks again for watching. We are trying to hit 50,000 subs this year, so if you like the content, be sure to hit subscribe. Appreciate it.